Good morning and welcome to Boutique Wreaths, Tutorials, and the Stash page. Today I wanted to come on and make a tree topper bow with picks in the back, and I made a adorable gingerbread house yesterday, which is going to be my focal piece. This will go right over the tree. I made it using a gift box. Sorry you're not going to see much of my face because I'm about to tilt it down. So again, this isn't live. I'm recording it now, and if you're watching, just comment, let me know you watched, and let me know what you think. All right, so this is what we're going to work with. Move this out of the way and get it tilted down. All right, guys. Hopefully my camera doesn't fall. All right, so I'm working with pastels and pops of red. So I'm starting with this pretty pink with red polka dots as my background ribbon. I don't want too long of a tail on it, just enough to curl it. Let's see, let's do about, you know what, let's do a 36-inch tail. No, that's wrong. So I do like with the tree topper bows to make my tails on the first layer and then start layering the bow and more tails on top of it. So I end up with a 30-inch tail, guys. And what that's going to do is just curl and cascade a little. If you want longer tails, just make it longer. So I'm going to go and do that tail, and then I'm going to put this ribbon on top of it to make another tail. Then I'll start making my loops. I do want both of these tails to be the same length. Get them in between my dowel rods. Give it a clip. Okay, so on these I've got both of my good sides facing up. Going to start my loops with this. This is also going to get another tail, so it's going to be layers of tails in this tree topper bow. These are not going to be as long. My wood is right at 15 inches, so that's how long I'm going to make my tails. This is a homemade bow maker I made. If y'all got questions, just ask. I'll tell you what I've done. So I'm going to put it through, good side facing up. When I get it through the dowel rods, I'm giving it a nice twist, and the blank side will be up. I'm going to do 7-inch loops. So I've marked mine at 6 inches, so I just go out a little bit more to make it 7. Move this drink out of the way before I spill it. When I come back through the dowel rods, I'm going to twist again and get the plain side up. Put it through my dowel rods, flatten it out and make sure it's even. Okay, so I got 7 inches on both sides. And now I'm just going to repeat the process until I get the number of loops that I want. I want this back part to be nice and full because it's going to need to cover a frame that I use. And I will explain that in a minute. To do this tree topper bow, I would suggest you use 4 to 5 different ribbons. If you want to do it with sprays, use several different sprays with long stems. You need 2.5-inch ribbon and 1.5-inch ribbon. So right now I'm at 3 loops per side. And again, remember to twist every time you go through the dowel rods. Give it a twist. That way your nice side of ribbon is always showing. So now I've got 4 on this side. And it's going to get pretty thick, so I try to make sure I'm pushing it down as I go to keep it nice and tight. I'm going to do 5 loops. I like odd numbers. I'm going to fluff it out, putting 4 loops straight to the side and then 1 up and 1 down. So that'll take 10 loops. These do take a lot of ribbon, guys. A lot of ribbon. That's why they are a little bit expensive. And that's okay. Get what you pay for. Alright, now let's make a tail. Ooh, I almost used that whole roll, y'all. More than half. I don't really count my yardage as I'm going. I used to, but now I just do a guesstimated amount when I'm pricing. Okay, so I've cut my tails to match. I do tend to like to dovetail my tails before I get it all done, because once it's done, it's just stuff flying everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and dovetail these. Dovetail this one. And you can either dovetail or cut at a slant, and I'll show you what I'm doing when I dovetail. I'm putting my 2 long ones together. I'm going to fold it in half and match up the sides. And then I'm going to cut from the folded side up to the wired side. So I'm cutting up to the wired side. Again, folding in half. I start at the folded side and cut up towards the wired side. If you don't like dovetails, you can just do it at an angle. You don't always have to do dovetails. So my next ribbon is going to be this adorable gingerbread ribbon in pinks. It's got little bits of red in there. I'm going to match this tail with the other short tail, so that's another 15-inch tail. This is just going to give layers and layers of curly tails hanging. With this bow, I'm going to make it, I'm sliding everywhere. I'm going to make this bow just slightly smaller than this one. Let's see. I would say about 1 inch. So you're still getting a 6-inch loop on this one. I'm hoping this works out, guys. I've never made anything like this using that type of tree topper box. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I thought it was a cute idea, so I'm doing it. So I went through, I'm twisting to the bad side. Nice tight twist. Back through, making my loops even. And a nice tight twist to the bad side up. And when you fold it over, you're getting that good side. So right now I've got 2 loops on each side. I'm not going to do as many as I did on the first one, but I am going to give it another twist and do 3 on each side. I'm doing odd numbers with it. And a good twist. If you really want to get a lot of tails on there, you could layer this to where you do polka dots, gingerbreads, more polka dots, more gingerbreads, and then start doing your 1.5. Just whatever look you're going for. This is going to be the basic technique to do this. Oop, I cut that one a little short. That's okay. These will just be a little shorter than the polka dot ones. That's fine. So I went ahead and dovetailed. And once you curl them up, if you cut one a little bit shorter, once you curl them up, they're going to bounce and nobody's going to really be able to tell that they're shorter. So long as you don't do it too much. Okay, guys, so I have this donut ribbon, this snowflake ribbon, and this blue. I think to kind of get the blue in there, because my gingerbread house has a good bit of pastel blue in it, I'm going to go ahead and get this blue glitter in. That way it's not overwhelming the bow, but it's still in there. This is a really nice ribbon. So I'm going to match it with my other tails, my shorter ones. Give this guy a twist. I just want a little bit of that blue to pull through from the gingerbread house. I'm going to do this pretty much the same length as my gingerbread ribbon, just a smidgen shorter, because it's a thinner ribbon. It's not going to completely cover that gingerbread ribbon. 2. I was going to tell you the brand of my ribbon, so that one doesn't have a label. Twisting. I'm only doing 2 loops of this on each side because I just want it just to pop through a little bit. That's all. Go ahead and dovetail. I'm folding, going from the folded side, clipping up, and you get your dovetail. So that's your dovetail. Done that one a little sharp. Now I'm going to put the donut ribbon in because I really want to finish with this pretty snowflake ribbon. Got this snowflake ribbon from, where did I get it from? Wreaths of Joy. So do this about the same size as my blue, a little bit shorter, not much, about a 1/4 inch shorter. I'm getting a twist. Twist. I don't think I have any long zip ties, guys, so I'm going to be using a pipe cleaner. It's going to be a little tough to get tied. So I don't think my 6-inch zip ties is going to do it. I need to go shopping for the unfun stuff like, you know, zip ties and cable mount ties. That's what I need. The Home Depot stuff. So every time I go through my dowel rod, I'm giving it a nice twist. Going back through. I've got 6 loops done of my donut. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Folding and clipping it up. Now, this pretty snowflake ribbon with the glittered snowflakes. It's so hard to find pink ribbons that are nice for Christmas. So this one, I'm actually going to make the tails a little longer than the ones before because I really want to curl this one up and have just a springy, bouncy curl. I'm only doing 1 loop in the middle with this ribbon. That is it. That's my center loop. And I'm cutting it. That's it. Okay, I had put some zip ties. I wonder if this is going to fit. You know what? I think I can. Like the little engine, I think I can. I'll put my pipe cleaner underneath and hopefully catch it with my zip tie. You can, of course, lay your zip tie down first. I do everything backwards for some reason. So I did not. Ooh, it's not. It's too small. Oh, it's going to be a big bow. So I'm going to push it down really tight. Pull it up. And I am going to twist and twist and twist. Make sure this is as tight as I could possibly get it. I'm twisting my bow, not my fingers, because it will hurt. So I twisted it a couple times around to the front, and now I'm going to go ahead and pull it around to the back, the extra, and I'll just have to add another pipe cleaner to tie it onto the tree with. Okay, so there you have it. Look how thick that is. We'll start fluffing it because I like to see what it's going to look like. I start by fluffing from the back and work my way up. Yeah, I really want to zip tie around this because it's so big. Now that it's tied, maybe I can get it on there. Or I can put two together. I just really want that extra security of the zip tie. Okay. So I just hooked two of my 6-inch zip ties together, and I'm gonna go with it that way. There, I feel better about this. We'll go ahead and trim those. There. Much better about that. So I'm fluffing. So when I put this on my tree, I'm going to put the bow just under my gingerbread house. Now it may seem like, how are you going to put a bow at a gingerbread house? But this is going to sit just under it. I think it's going to be just so pretty. Hopefully, cross our fingers, right? So guys, I always hold it with one hand and fluff with the other. I know they have that fluffing board thing, so if you have that, you just fluff it from there. Sorry, I hope y'all can see. Once you get that zip tie on, you can really be kind of rough with it and really get your ribbons where you want them. And as I'm pulling them, I can kind of feel the direction that my ribbon's wanting to go, so I kind of let them go the natural way they want to go. You would have told me a couple years ago that I would be making a pastel tree topper bow, I'd be like, no way, because I was addicted to this Santa theme, the red, the whites, the greens. God, this is pretty. But now I'm loving the pastels. Look at that. That is a pretty bow. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side. Somehow get stuff everywhere. It's so good. So this is what I meant by a frame. I need my bow to cover my frame, and this one will. I'm gonna start putting my picks on there, and then I will add the bow. With a little luck, this will work out. So I knew when I was pulling this off of my floral tree that I pulled one of the donuts off. I got my glue gun ready. So I'm just gonna get glue everywhere, which is why my mat looks so bad. And where's the hole? Right there. I poked it all the way through, y'all. I'm full of mistakes. It's hot. That's hot. So let that sit for a minute and get my other ones ready. And get my ribbon out of the way because I'll knock it everywhere. Okay, guys. So I had other cupcake picks, but I didn't like them. But I had this one cupcake pick, nice and long, super long stem, like 24-inch stem. So I'm going to just rub some of the excess off. That stem is going to help hang in your tree. This is what I do with this 8-inch frame. I start putting my stem through, and if you could see, I put it between the bars, and I start pushing it through. Then when I get to the bottom, same thing. These wreath frames, if you make a big enough bow, you can't see them on your tree, and it makes a super stable tree topper. Get this out of the way. Get my glue gun out the way before I burn myself. So, I have those. I want it to be my background. I had tied these together last night just to kind of get a feel for if I like them together. So I'm just going to tie them so I can use them the right way. I was just playing around with my tree last night. Okay, so go ahead and get my gingerbread pick, these guys, and do the same thing right as close to it as I can. Make sure your gingerbreads are facing up, and I'm feeding it through the wreath frame. Now, because I do this and it's a little untraditional, I make sure whenever I'm listing this on Etsy, I mention that it's on a frame and that it is displayed flat on the front of the tree. So this is not for a tree that you're going to see from all sides. If you're going to see it from all sides, you would definitely want to make a big bow to put on the back side to hide this frame. Still not sure about those pink picks. So, let's see. Do the donuts in there. I just feel like it needs the donuts, y'all. Same thing, getting it through those two wires. Push it. So I like where that's laying. I can kind of manipulate it, get everything twisted where I want it. And I'll try to get it through here and push it down. It's starting to get a little thick, so I'm going to go ahead and put a zip tie in. I've done this at a crossbar right there, so I'm going to put the zip tie around all of my stems. Make sure that crossbar is grabbing them, and I'm going to zip tie it. So now they'll be zip tied together, and they'll be zip tied to the crossbar. Once I get my last picks on, I will put a couple more zip ties throughout to give it some sturdiness. These, I want to go kind of out to the side a little bit. I'm going to weave them through my other stems. Stability is the key, y'all. You want it to be as solid as you can make it. So I'm going to go to the other side with my other one. Get it through those two. It's all great to make those tree toppers for yourself that aren't secured because you're just putting your picks in how you want them. But especially if you're going to sell these to someone else, you want to make sure they are tightly secured and super easy for your customer to put on their tree. So I am zip tying around all of them. I hope this works with my gingerbread house, y'all. I'll be so disappointed if it don't. So basically what I'm hoping to do is put this on my tree. I usually put it on the front side and attach it from the back. But this time, because of the gingerbread house, I'm attaching this to the back side and sitting the gingerbread house in front of it. So I hope that works. Now I'm going to zip tie down here and then add my bow and show you what that looks like. I'm making sure I get it across some of my wreath frame bars. Yeah, this stem, remember, you're going to want to keep that because it's going to help go through your tree and secure it. Then we'll grab me a couple pipe cleaners. I usually use those ones that look like tree stems. I don't know where I put my package at though. So I am going to, this is what you're tying it to the tree with. You leave it a little bit longer because these are going to tie to each other. And to make this one as sturdy as possible, I'm going to wrap it around this crossbar. So I got a long stem here. This is what makes it easier for your customer. And I'm going to come straight across. Unfortunately, I don't have a crossbar there. I think some of these 8-inch rings have 4 sections, which is perfect because you'll have that other crossbar. This one, unfortunately, does not. It's from the Dollar Tree. But I'm going to twist it really good. And I'm going to drop some hot glue on these to keep them in place. I'm also going to put hot glue up here by where I've done that zip tie to get these guys nice and together. You never know when you're pulling and tugging and adjusting on your tree. They may come loose. And then I'm going to put some right in here. Okay. Then back down here with the other zip tie. Just smudge it around. I use Gorilla hot glue and a high temp glue gun. I don't know if it's better, but that's what I use. So, ladies and gents, I am going to grab my bow, make sure I have my ribbons, one on each side of everything, because I'm going to put another pipe cleaner through it so I can attach it to the bow. I mean to the frame. So I've separated my pinks and all my other ones. I'm going to run this right through the loop so you can't see it. So that top loop I made is going to serve as a hiding spot for this guy. I am using the green one so it matches the frame and the Christmas tree. Once I get it on here, just twist it to hold it. Now I'll tell you, these bows do get heavy on your tree. So sometimes they droop down. I haven't found a great solution for it yet, but sometimes they droop. Now I don't know if I mentioned this, the gingerbread house is not going to be attached to this. It's going to get put on separately on its own. So on this one, you're going to see part of my frame. Usually I would put the bow higher up, so you wouldn't be able to see the frame because that bow was so full. Sorry guys, my camera view is not great. So I'm just giving it several twists on there. And that's it. It is on there. Once I get on the tree, I do all my fluffing and primping. And guys, I'm going to go put this on the tree and take some pictures, and I'll post the video with the pictures. But that's it. That's how I do my tree toppers. I hope y'all got some good information out of this video. I'm a little crooked. If you have any questions, just ask. I'll be happy to help you along if you need it, and I'll post the pictures with it. Bye guys. Have a great day.